Well, I guess
Is
it
the
happened.
Sarah McLaughlin music playing?
Well, we're not allowed to. It's copyright. I have
Will
Sarah
that be?
McLachlan like music that I got.
Will we
That's
put that? Will we put that in post?
yeah. We'll do that in post. This is awkward, to say the least. But
Oh,
Jack's the host.
Yeah.
oh, hey,
Oh,
Grandpa, what are you doing there? Get out of there. Well, rascal. What's going on here? He's doing his Afterlife podcast.
after lice,
Oh,
you put your
yes.
your camera up a bit more.
Okay.
You're cut off. There you go.
Hope no one thought the worst there.
Yeah, we definitely didn't think the worst. We didn't
No,
start playing Sarah McLachlan like music.
No,
we
you are
should.
forbidden.
Copyright free.
You are forbidden. Okay, I'm the host. So once you get the clacker going and you guys are ready to.
Yeah. 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 We'll get the clacker going. Clack.
Click.
Perfect. Welcome back to the Dragon's Tome. I'm your host, Jack. This week, and I'm not dead.
Not dead.
I'm not dead. With me, also in the land of the living, my two co-hosts, Rob, say hi,
Hi.
and Jack, hi, and Pat.
Hello.
That's all of us.
Jack forgot your name,
Okay.
Pat. He thought your name was Jack.
I just
He's
followed us
getting
around the
senile.
screen. Had a near-death experience. Give me a break.
True.
Okay, we are looking at Dragon Magazine.
Oh, appropriate. It's October.
Yo, spooky.
Spooky.
Spoopy. Number 66. So what do you guys think about this cover?
I'm trying to figure out if they're troglodytes.
It's by Sunju. Paul Sunju. Hey, that's his name in the thing. That's cool. I just noticed that.
On the treasure chest.
Are they trouble? I said lizard men. They're kind of like snake men, kind of though.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I don't call them troglodytes is because their snouts aren't very long.
Yeah.
Like the figure.
They got little bellies, and they're.
But they have the horns on their nose like the troglodyte does.
Do they have horn? Oh, yeah, they do have a horn. I didn't
Yeah.
even notice the horn.
And the one is squealing with delight. Like he's thrilled. Like he's adorable. I would not be able to kill him. He's
Do you think
just
the
living
adventurers
life.
set up some kind of trap, and that's what they're watching? Like, wait till they touch it.
I think they're at a zoo,
Oh,
and this is an exhibit.
Oh, some sort of menagerie situation. They go to the next one, and there's Captain Pike.
And every once in a while, they'll open a treasure chest to get them excited. So there's some kind of
action.
action going on in the pens.
So those are the paying customers up there, but there are
Yeah.
handlers and such, and like feeding time for the orangutans.
Like the next cover, it could be another part of the zoo where an actual child falls in to the pit.
Oh, and then the troglodyte
Rip
grabs
Harambe.
him. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. And they shoot him, even though he was just trying to protect the kid.
The
Thanks for
world
bringing
has
it
not
down.
been right since.
Thanks for yeah. Notice that?
They shot Harambe for some idiot mother letting their kid run amok, and next thing you know, pandemic. You can't convince
And
me
worse.
any. Yeah, and worse.
It's the Harambe curse.
It is. Her dying words were, "You die with me." Who knew Harambe could talk though? But enough about Harambe. Let's move on.
That's probably why they killed it as soon as it learned to talk.
Yeah, that's right.
I am Harambe. I
it.
deserve the rights of.
Get your hands off me.
Look at the
damn
cover.
dirty
The very
humans.
first thing it says in the cover, it says "Learn to speak."
Learn to speak.
I
Oh,
think we're seeing the conspiracy.
oh,
The best part about this, you bring that up, is no one's going to go to that article,
Oh, I
so
am.
it's going to be a mystery.
Oh, I
because
am.
if anyone does, I will walk. I swear to God.
Well, I am just I got some things to say about that article.
me too. 'cause-
Oh no!
Anyways,
Hey, Grandpa, you're on deck.
are we going to Dragon Rumbles?
Oh yes. Since I am in control of this, this is my episode that I'm hosting here. Rob, why don't you go to Dragon Rumbles?
Okay, I will. TSR, it's on page 4, by the way. TSR moved offices to accommodate 200 plus employees. News at 11. And now Dragon will be in the same building as TSR. I guess before they were across town, and you had to run back and forth, and there was a lot of. Oh, you just missed the guy.
The TSR Hobbies is the Dungeon Museum Hobby Shop now.
Is this the place that they moved to, or this the place they moved from?
It's the one they're moving from.
Okay, the small original one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the new one's just like an actual, like office building.
Yeah, I think it's in that business complex off to where you see where they still I think have the TSR sign.
Well, they say that where Dragon Magus used to be 723 William Street. I don't know if you're familiar with.
That's the Dungeon Museum.
Oh, that's where Dragon was.
Yeah.
And they said that there's other tenants there that they're gonna miss. It's all the mice. They're gonna miss them all.
Yeah.
But
Now, I've said in the past, like, hey, that guy would be talking to him. I would have assumed a small company that TSR and Dragon Magazine, I know they're not the same, but I always assumed that they were at least in the same building.
No, I think TSR was the actual Dungeon Hobby shop and TSR, and Dragon Magazine was in 723 William Street.
Yeah, it's just down the street. I guess it says it was far close enough that it was not inconvenient, but it's far enough that they'd get there, and the person they talked to was.
I tell you what, when it's 10 degrees below zero or 10 degrees, it's an inconvenient walk.
Yeah, but he does say that when the iron ball comes crashing through 723 William Street, the mice will realize the error of their ways for staying. But it never did come because it's still there, right?
No, I think if you read the book, the biography, the documentary book, Empire's Imagination. It actually gets rented out to people, and Gary Gygax walks by it and sees the people who've rented the building out as living, and he's like, "Oh, I'm glad at least someone's living there."
So you go. The mice lived. The mice live. So that's it. It's a nice short Dragon Rumbles this week. So
nice, a little slice of history. Actually, that seems like a little tiny thing, but
we'll have to the trek
in a couple months. In a couple months, you guys will.
You'll drink us out
there. I'll check you out there and introduce you to the guy who runs it now.
We'll have a travel log. We'll have some pictures in our next podcast.
And then you can see if there are mice.
We'll ask him about the mice problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for that, Rob. Pat, where are we going to start our first delving into?
We're going to learn how to speak. So let's go to page
39.
No, 14.
Oh, you tricked us all.
I did.
He didn't trick me.
ElfQuest.
So I loved ElfQuest when I was growing up.
Never get into it.
I don't even really know what it was.
I got the comics. I got the color comics. I got the black and white omnibuses. I have quite a few. And I did love it. I did love this thing. And so when they brought this out, we put these into our... at least I did. I put these NPCs into our campaign.
Yes.
So,
elves.
I loved the fact that one thing I liked about the ElfQuest books is they made the elves like Native Americans. Yeah. Forest and / desert kind of people. If you don't know the story or history of ElfQuest, the ElfQuest start off as like forest hunters riding wolves, hunting with the wolves, at war with quote unquote man, and they end up in the desert, meeting a desert set of elves, which they call themselves the Sun People. But one of the things I did find funny about this article was there are no dwarves in ElfQuest. There's just trolls. So they said, well, these trolls are quote unquote look like dwarves, so we'll just make them dwarf fighters.
But the thing I don't like about it is that the elves in ElfQuest are more like hobbits. They're more like halflings. They're very short.
No,
they're short.
They're short. They're 4 foot. They're bigger than halflings, but shorter than humans. Yeah. And they weren't
way shorter than elves. Elves are tall.
Yeah, they're not skinny either. Too. These guys are actually kind of sinewy.
They look
muscular.
a lot more like tall halflings than they do elves. So
yeah,
they probably should have made them halflings, tall halflings instead of short, very short elves. Very short.
I like the 4 foot size elf.
It is Halfling Quest doesn't have the same ring to it.
or Hobbit Quest. I guess they get somebody gonna sue somebody.
Well, I would also like, yeah, I do in this sense. I do like the different take on the elf in a
Kender. They're like
sense.
Kender actually.
No, maybe that I would probably be more apt to call him Kender.
There is no
than,
Kender yet because Dragonlance obviously
yeah,
isn't around yet. But
no,
there you go, ElfQuest.
yeah.
Elf Quest. So I guess it's my job to go on to the next. So let's take a look at the old. If we could, let's go to page 56.
I thought you were gonna do Thieves Can't. And I was gonna laugh at you. Leomans.
Layman's Tiny Hut. And it is, for the most part, new monsters for low levels. I don't know if these are official. Gary Gygax hasn't copyright and put them on here, and since he didn't make them, but I recognize a lot of the pictures from different different books, and most of these would be interesting encounters to have if you're doing like a woodland themed
Yeah.
adventure. There's some of them to various degrees of I don't know. There's an amount of risk necessary for an encounter to have some gravitas. I think that's a good way to say. Now there's hawks and falcons and animal skeletons. There's little spoopy animals. Those are neat. But if we just go up to the carnivorous flying squirrel now,
I love that one.
we have
That's everybody's talking. The only reason I have this one on my list is because of that thing right there.
we have discussed them in a earlier edition. These are from Dragon Magazine in times past. So I just want to say they're still alive. They're still there, and I still love I still love that little guy's face.
Well,
He's so angry. He's so angry.
I love the art of them attacking the poor adventurers. I think it's worth the admission right there alone. Poor adventurers getting attacked by flying squirrels, carnivorous flying squirrels. It's a beautiful thing.
I like how they're conquistadors.
There's little lizard men's, little lizards, little all kinds of stuff, and carnivorous flying squirrels. So Rob, what about you?
We're going to, let's see. I got a lot in this one, I think. Yeah, let's just jump to the chase. We're going to go to 39. Because I have nothing to say much about this stupid Thieves' Can't Pocket Dictionary.
It means 37.
No, I mean 39 because it's the Pocket Dictionary I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's cutting what is 11 pages of nonsense. He's cutting out the first one.
I put this in things because me and my nerdy friends tried to learn how to do this so we could talk in front of teachers and they would understand us.
My whole thing was, you published a whole freaking dictionary in here. 2, actually, because it goes both ways.
Yeah.
And what a waste of goddamn space in this magazine. Hey, how do we make up some pages? Let's make up 10 pages. I don't know how to do it. Let's just write a lot of words and then put a lot of nonsense beside them. Okay. Who, other than Pat's friends, who thinks that they're I think it's more than 10 pages. Who thinks that their thieves and stuff are going to actually speak in this language?
The thing is, we didn't think we were thieves. We were just looking for a way to talk and no one fuck with us.
You were trying to do that, but I mean, do you think that why would this be in here? Are people actually use this as their characters? They're going to make their thieves talk in thieves.
Honestly, with the way Star Trek people are, I wouldn't be surprised if those same Star Trek people who've learned Klingon,
it's a different thing to learn Klingon. Klingon is a legitimate language.
It's the same thing.
No,
it's 100% things they've seen.
That's a real language. This is fake.
We have so many instances already historical of slant rhymes and of codes and stuff, and Thieves Can't as a as a mechanic, there's something there, and players and the DM could have a lot of fun with that. I can't imagine, and even that aspect in this article, they go way too deep into and way too
Oh yeah,
thoroughly. Like
100%. I'm
You
not
have
going
to
to
know
lie
like
about that.
pronouns and modifiers and
I mean, just the word forms and the verbs and tenses they even go into. That's too
negative
much.
constructions.
one page is all this should have been. It's like 15 pages.
Yeah.
And it would have been a good if it was made to just um, be a tool to use because the thieves can't is a thing in the thieves character class. Like you said,
Well,
Jack.
are we gonna start making a dictionary for Elvish or for like
There is. The Tolkien people speak Elvish.
not like this though?
Oh,
Not
come on. It's the
not in
exact
Dragon
same
Magazine.
thing.
Wasting
It's the-
space in Dragon
Not if
Magazine.
I'm paying
The fact that it's
Yeah.
not Dragon Magazine is the
$3.
I'm
only.
paying $3 for this. I don't want 10 pages of goddamn thieves stuff.
The point is that the
we
people
lost
who are
a tenth of
looking
this
at
book.
looking at this, are the same people who learn Klingon, learn Roman, learn Tolkien Elvish.
Well,
Not in D&D, my friend. Not in D&D.
I would have been.
I bet you Stephen
horrified.
Colbert speaks Thieves Can't.
No.
Yeah.
How dare they? I'm done,
Because
Jack.
Yes. Okay. Let's move on. And we're not exaggerating. It's pages and
Yeah.
pages.
Oh, it is. It's ridiculously crazy.
of
Waste.
just like of
It's
phonetic
dic-
nonsense, and then it
The
says
fact is that you don't need a Cant to English dictionary. You just need an English to Cant dictionary.
and you really don't need
You don't
either,
need either.
because
It's a
we
fake
have-
language. You don't need it.
we already have instances in history.
Talk Pig Latin.
We don't need to make another one. We don't. Okay.
I feel
Whose
sorry
turn
if
is
you-
it
if you
now?
have to
Now
lose.
I'm all worked up. Now I'm all worked
It's your
up.
turn, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
I said don't. And what does he do? Thieves can't.
Oh, I was going to do it regardless. So buckle up,
Okay.
baby.
No, I think it's actually Pat's turn.
No. Pat, what do you got?
Is it? 22.
22.
Page 22 of the PDF.
Featured creatures. These are the official ones.
These are the official ones now.
These are official ones.
I do like this article because
Copyright.
I thought it was a nice little expansion to Genie Kind.
Yes.
I do like Gary Gygax's take on these Arabian-esque fairy races.
Racist. I don't know.
And I
Racist.
This is
do
my knee jerk.
racist.
Well, it's not racist because this Jan is a mixture of all the elements, not just the white elements.
Well, that's why Rob's nickname is Twitter. The first knee jerk, he'll just scream fascist,
That's right.
racist.
true.
What? No, it's a shortbread recipe I'm trying to put.
How dare
Well,
you?
Cancel him.
These are all basically just kind of Arabian-esque elementals in themselves if you cut it right down to the bottom. Like the
Yes.
Dower Earth and Madrid is water, I think, or is it
It's
air?
a Madrid, not Madrid. I read Madrid also.
Oh, it is a Madrid. You're
I was
right.
missing a D. I was like Madrid. Oh, Madrid.
They're basically
It's a water. Yeah, it's a water based.
Arabian elementals, and they are interesting, and there's a place for them. And I think at least the Merid does go on to, I don't remember the Dow, but I do remember the Merid going on to bigger and better into another manual of some sort.
Well, I think a lot of these show up in Arabian Nights.
Or in probably Monster Manual 2. Because I think that's a lot of this
Yeah.
is him just getting Monster Manual 2.
Monster Manual 2 stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm.
There you go.
So,
There you go. Okay.
That's it.
So now it's my turn.
Is it Jan or Jan?
Jan.
Jan? I always assume Jan, but
You say Jin, so I say Jan.
Okay, Jan it is.
I don't think they have soft J's.
No, because it would be
Although
Jin.
Jin is DJ, isn't it? DJ.
Yeah.
yeah. See, that's why I'm not going to come down on the one way or the other.
Please, and to plural is Janny. So, otherwise it'd be Yanni. And then we don't want that.
Jan.
Some pan flute.
That's right.
That's
Did I say Arabian Nights? I think I meant Arabian Adventures.
I was thinking because Arabian Nights, I believe, is the
magic.
expansion for the Magic
Oh
Gathering.
fuck! We just copyrighted.
I
let's bring it back.
Yeah,
Arabian
rewind that.
Adventures.
Rob, when you're editing this, go
Don't worry, that
back.
happened. We edited the beginning. We edited this. It's a lot of editing.
Okay. Okay.
Now it's your
But
turn, Jack.
producer Tim is saying that you're lying. He's saying that yeah, he doesn't believe you. So we'll see who's right.
We don't
Either
trust
producer
Tim Kask. So
let's go to page 33 of the PDF.
again,
These
33
can't.
for real this time.
Is it real? Now this is a little
I almost did this one too.
by Tom Armstrong, and it is a basically hey, illusionists work
Tom
this
Armstrong.
way. That's
Wait, isn't that a comic book by Alan Moore? Did he steal this name?
Tom Armstrong.
He did. Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
Um,
I think it was Tom Strong, not Tom Armstrong. But
yeah, it's not Tom Armstrong. I was trying to think, but I can't remember. I'm not going to allow you to sidetrack me. This is
too
important.
late. Too late.
This is vitally important.
I'll edit
Basically,
that out. Don't worry, I'll edit it all out.
yeah, no, me either. Anyways, it starts out by saying, "Hey, this is how illusionists would hurt someone. It's not the fact that you're physically being hurt, but you think you're getting hurt, so you are getting hurt." And then it says, "Okay, well, why wouldn't someone be able to heal? Hey, I'm using the illusion to heal someone. If it can hurt, it can heal." And then he goes on to say why he thinks that doesn't work because mind over matter for being hurt would do.
Yeah, I'd have to beg to differ a little bit.
Well, there's definitely faith healers out there that would beg to differ.
Well, and we give placebos all the time.
Yeah.
So it's a and he doesn't do a good job of explaining why one works and one doesn't.
If one works, the other one should work. Yeah, for sure.
It should. His happy medium is twofold. One, if it's a cleric who's also an illusionist, maybe the deity is causing the damage, and the deity wouldn't be able to heal. Something like that.
Yeah,
like
I read that thing too, and I didn't understand
that. Makes even less sense.
I didn't understand where he was coming from with that.
So I'm like, you're muddying the waters a lot, dude.
Mm-hmm.
you can't. That's an outlier. And then the last point he made, and it was probably I'm not going to say the weakest. This is just a thought exercise. Illusionists probably have caused more complaints, more issues at the table than anything else. But his last concession was if you harmed someone with an illusion and they believed that illusion, then you could heal someone with an illusion. And if they believed both happened, they could believe that one negated the other. That's the only way he would think that you would actually be able to heal someone.
Illusion damage with illusionary healing.
If you believed both. So at the end of the day, nothing's explained, but
it's a long article too. It's like 3 pages.
It is. I skimmed it, but because I knew he was gonna have somewhere like, if you believe you're getting hurt, then you manifest those wounds. But there's no way to believe that you're being healed and your wounds
if you're
close up.
Literally manifesting real wounds, not just mental wounds, like actual wounds, you should be able to be healed too. Yeah. That's both insane.
So it doesn't work that mechanically in that way. So he's kind of trying to
explain
to say why not.
I mean, if there's an argument, you could make an argument that the illusionary healing is temporary until you get real healing. While that person may believe he's healed, he might not be truly healed. But he can function. I mean, if there's an argument to be made that healing doesn't work, that's your one argument.
To stop someone from going into shock, to bring them into
it's all about phantasmal force, though. It's not like phantasmal force isn't actually illusion. It's a real force. It's just illusionists can summon it.
Oh, you know what? That's true. I didn't even realize that it was based on phantasmal force.
It's all phantasmal force. That's the only illusion spell that does damage, really. So I mean, that's not the same thing. It's not like he's saying I'm going to illusionary a fireball and it's going to do damage. It's Phantasmal Force does damage. So
he literally uses that example of
Yeah.
what illusions are, though. So he
yeah, but
does
that doesn't do
say
damage.
that he
You can
does
scare the
say
crap
that
out of people. You can't do
Well,
damage to that.
the stupid real life monitor example is when he talks about the lady that crashes in her car, doing 15, then she dies with no apparent wounds. But apparently you don't understand about like the Bills player, a cardiac
Yeah, shit can
contusion.
happen that without doesn't leave any external wounds, but it can
Yeah.
screw up your insides. Yeah, and Phantasmal Force is literally like a force.
And I guarantee you that football player wasn't going any more than 20 miles an hour
No.
running.
Definitely not. It barely. It was like a light hit. It just happened to hit the
Hit him right
exact
in the right
spot.
spot.
Yeah. And he's
They
fine
say it
now, but
happens
he's out of the
about
hospital. He's fine now.
about 100 times every year in America.
It happened to a hockey player not like a couple years ago. So.
It's the right spot, right amount of force, and the right conditions, and it causes a cardiac arrest.
Because it just screws up your rhythm for half a second.
It just stops your heart. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just, the whole thing just, his argument is very weak, I would say.
I think it was a filler. Once again, another filler article.
It's a long filler article for such a poorly
the other
argumentative stand.
The other parts of it are from other people talking about illusions and illusionists and stuff.
Yeah.
This was a thought exercise on hows and whys, which just.
I'm amazed someone could write that much about something that literally had nobody else cared about.
It must have been I think it must bring up a lot of turbulation on the table because
as a DM, I would allow illusionary healing, but again, it would be temporary. And any time that something brings attention that he wasn't truly healed, then that illusion goes away, and then he's right back to death.
As a DM, I would say illusionists aren't my game because they're stupid.
yes, I think, but
unless you're a gnome,
then tinker is an illusionist.
Then you're we decided that World of Warcraft brought tinkers as gnomes, not D&D.
In my humble opinion, if you can create illusion of a pit that hurts when you fall, and you've only really fallen on the ground, the force of that illusion causing damage up through the ground can hurt you. I think the force of an illusion of you having your leg put back in place could
maybe it matters what kind of damage it is too.
Yeah, so
maybe if it's like bruise damage or stuff that like your body can heal just faster. But if it's something serious like a broken bone or something, I'd be like, no, it's broken.
So okay, well then
we
that
talked
was
a lot about something that we didn't care about. So.
Yeah, we did care. We did care though.
Okay.
Hopefully we didn't bore anyone. I'm sorry if this is the least watched. If we're down to like 50 people just watching this one to the end, then that's on me.
Are you kidding me? We're going to bring them back because we're going to talk about the Thieves' Cant again.
Oh, are we? Okay, well then, Pat, why don't you? I know we're going to skip Rob, but you're bringing the heat. You're bringing the thunder. What is it?
I'm just joking. We're going to go page 73.
Hey, that's mine. Oh. It's my turn.
It is. It was Rob's turn. I vetoed that, and now Pat, what is your article?
It's just the open letter to Rick Loomis.
It's my article.
Okay, we're all going to be discussing this. That's why I have no problem.
So let's all start it.
I feel like
it's just a continuation of the war between Origins.
Yes,
and Gen Con. Now apparently there's a publication.
It's Gamma House magazine.
Yeah, that we weren't privy
information.
to.
Wargamers Information is what it's called, and it's Gamma's magazine.
And I don't think we were privy to the letter, so I don't know what was said in that letter.
Well, he kind of implies what was said, but
but that's scary, and I would like to read the letter myself.
Yeah. I think what I get from this letter, it was about SPI.
Yeah, I feel like they talked a bunch of smack about them dismantling of SPI.
Yeah, purposely buying it just to destroy it, which is what happened. So
I mean, there's no lie there.
Yeah, but Guy says she took offense to it, but that's not. It's what happened.
I don't know why you would take offense to it. I mean, you did it.
Well, they did it underhandedly.
Or why you did it. The way that guy said it might be another story. You know what I'm saying?
He's the big dog. He doesn't have to when someone nips at his heels, he doesn't have to put up with it.
Well, he does. Obviously,
Truth
he
or
responds them.
yeah, like no, he can just lash out.
He
There's
could be the bigger man
no
and just walk away and not care, but he does not. But I
no.
dude, like he says, what TSR is going to spend $100,000 to destroy parts of Gamma? I was like, yeah, you did.
I want to. I really like to know more about this Loomis guy because it sounds like he does talk a lot of smack about
Who knows?
Gen Con.
Well, because once again, he's saying that Gamma is just trying to go against Gen Con, like really say it's his TSR's thing and it's all about TSR. It's like, well, no, they're just D&D is the most popular thing, so it's going to be a lot about D&D, obviously. But he's like, there's tons of other games at Gen Con, and we invited you to come to Gen Con, you refused, so screw you.
Yeah.
There's no mixed words though either. Like he calls him a hypocrite. He tells him
No.
there's
Yeah.
some purple rose in this
Yeah, he says that
in
the
abundance.
magazine's all misinformation and propaganda.
I mean, he also must. This Loomis guy must also think that Gen Con makes money because he keeps reiterating that there's no
No,
profit here.
And he also says that Gen Con East was purposely run against Origins as an attack. That's what Loomis said. But Gagak's like, what about when Origins did that against Gen Cons years earlier? You're not mentioning that,
Yeah.
are you? Yeah.
Especially when you moved it to Michigan.
And it also says that TSR won't support Gamma. And if they're not supporting Gamma, Parker Brothers and all Mattel and all these companies won't take us seriously. It's like, they're not going to take you seriously anyways. They don't care about you. They are so big that they don't even notice you. So, as big as D&D is, I guarantee Monopoly is selling a lot more. So,
Oh yeah.
everybody I know knows Monopoly. Not many people I know have played D&D. So, and especially back then.
And fads come and go. We know in hindsight that D&D and role playing becomes a juggernaut, but this is like a whole bunch of people who make carriages and horse whips, looking at the automobile in its primordial state,
Yeah.
and going, that's not that we're good for now.
Yeah, we don't have to
I'll,
care
I'll
about
be
those
dead
guys.
before this is going to be,
All
a
right,
thing.
it's going nowhere. It's just a fad, yeah.
Yeah.
He also says that any company is free to come to Gen Con. You don't have to be a member of any association to do so, which I thought was this nice one too. And I ended it with saying that Gygax is the best when he's ranting.
I think he is too.
But
Gamma was you had to be part of this
yeah,
to go to
that's
Gamma.
the point. Yeah, yeah, where you can come to Gen Con, just have to sign up. Obviously, you have to pay, but you don't have to be part of an association.
No, exactly.
Actually, even then, back then, I bet you didn't have to pay to be in the dealer hall because they needed more people. So I bet it was real cheap or it was free. I wouldn't be surprised because they all the time they're like they want it bigger, bigger, bigger. So they want more people, especially smaller companies. I think so. Yeah. Did we cover it all? I think we covered it all.
I think so.
Gygax is
I
hilarious.
think so. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty. We've hit the big points. Is that everyone tapped out on articles?
I am.
Oh, moi aussi. So who wants to start with the first ad? Who's got an ad?
I've got lots of ads.
I got 2 ads.
Oh, well, I've only got one, so we'll start with me, and then we'll work our way to Rob with his 3, and if we've got them
That makes
covered.
No sense. But you're in charge.
What?
You do you, man.
Mutiny? No, it's not. Maybe a little. Let's go to page 21 of the PDF for my
it's not one of
one
mine.
and only ad.
Aftermath?
Some refuse to die in the aftermath.
Aftermath.
And
Is this Dr. Dre's RPG?
No, but I wrote down Aftermax.
Yeah.
Because if
Mad
that's
Max gonna
not
sue somebody.
if that's not Mel Gibson in vaguely,
It's exact same clothes as Mad Max. It's not vaguely. That is exactly what he wears.
So Fantasy Games Unlimited, someone going to sue somebody. Yes. So what appears to be like if you read the ad, it gives a little bit, and it doesn't take much to figure out what a post-apocalyptic role-playing game would be.
It happens 20 years after the ruin.
But yes, that is if you like Mad Max, this is the
This
game
ga-
for you.
This game is still around today because I just recently saw an ad about it.
Is it really?
Yep.
Really? Aftermath.
It's still around.
Are you sure? Are you sure you're not
No, it's
thinking you
exactly
saw?
because it's written the same way. It's written.
You didn't. You sure you didn't see it in the Dr. Dre label?
I have no idea what your Dr. Dre reference. I don't get that. I don't.
That's the name.
I don't believe in your hippity hop.
Hippity Hop. That's the name of his company after he left.
It was Aftermath.
Yeah,
After you last left math.
after the math. I can't remember the damn record company he had with the Suge Knight.
Death Row.
Death Row. Yeah,
I don't know anything about your hippity hop, but I know about Death Row.
But he knows Death Row.
I could have. Yeah, and he knows Suge Knight.
We know which coast he's repping. Then.
Exactly.
And that makes sense because Rob says the only thing that makes that. Never mind. I was going to make a joke about. Yeah, no.
At least make a
Maybe
joke
that's-
about dangling vanilla ice out a window. Come on.
I was going to, but then I'm like, you know what? I'm not an expert in any of this stuff. I don't know anything. We get 500 viewers. One of them might be a lawyer. I don't want to.
Yeah. We don't want Suge Knight people after us.
Yes, no up and comer was ever hung off a balcony and made to sign off anything.
At the Dragon's Tomb.
At the Dragon's Tome or any of our subsidiaries. That never happened.
It's true.
So who's next? Pat. Where are we going?
Let's go to page 7.
I knew Pat was gonna. This is one of mine, but I knew Pat was gonna do this one.
Yeah, because
Oh yeah.
I think I'm the only one that played Starfleet Battles.
And you loved their little Star Trek.
Yes. Well, I love Starfleet Battles as a game. It's so complicated, though.
Is that a metal miniature?
It is
It
a
looks actually
metal
pretty plastic, actually.
It's a medical miniature on a plastic acrylic stand.
But even the miniature doesn't look very metally. It looks actually pretty sharp, which is unusual at the time.
Yeah, but it's
a bad picture.
It is. Yeah, trust me. They weren't the best.
They just took the perfect angle of this thing, so it looked nice.
Yeah, and they put it in dark clothing so it looked thinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got the horizontal stripes. It's doing a lot of contouring.
So, but Task Force Games, this is when they started to put minis out for Starfleet Battles, and we were like, "Oh, look at this! We can now play with instead of chits, we can start playing with ships now."
I'm sure that was a big step forward.
Oh yeah, because when you're moving like 8 or 9 chits across a hex board that's ginormous,
and you lose track of your chits, or they stick to your
Yeah.
fingers, and
well, yeah, because
Cheetos fingers,
because the Klingons were black and white,
and they just disappear into the star map.
and they would start losing them. Where the fuck's my D7?
They cloaked. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Ah.
And the Rhymans were red, so you were easy to find them. Federations were blue, so it was easy to find them.
But all of a sudden, there'd be like Klingon ships coming into the darkness at you.
Yeah.
Forget about that guy.
So, but it was nice when these guys were starting to put out the minis, and then Mongoose gets a hold of them, and Palladium gets a hold of them, and starts doing those shitty figures.
But we can all agree that a miniature beats a chit hands down 100% of the time, and
Oh yeah,
the time of the chit, rightfully so,
It's definitely dying. Yes.
goes into obscurity when A, there's money in making miniatures, and B, the ways miniatures are made and the cost of them
Standees
starts
too.
to
Even without miniatures, like a lot of games came with standees instead of chits. That was like the thing. That was the new hotness. Standees.
So even if you were just like, I'm a fan of Star Trek, I just want to have this Gorn destroyer to sit on my desk.
yeah. So
That's true. Cross promotion too. Yeah, I wonder.
this is we're going to start seeing more and more of Starfleet Battles figures coming out.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, Rob, what do you got for a?
Finally, my turn.
Yes,
Skipped
yes.
me so many times. I haven't talked in like an hour. We're
Oh.
going to page 59. 59. Speaking of Palladium, which is funny, this might be the first ad we've seen from Palladium, but it's for a book called Weapons and Armor. Our friend Rich had this book, and we pored over every single weapon in this book for years. Well, it felt like years, but we did it. And this is where I discovered the thing called a Zwei handler, and everybody wanted to use a Zwei handler because it did massive amounts of damage, and it was also like 8 foot long. So,
Swahili.
but yeah, this is a great book. It had pictures of everything. So you're like, I never knew what a flamberge looked like. You can look it up. And at the time, without the internet, that was a thing where it'd be like, I have no idea what this is. Or
Yeah.
there was something that has two things have the same name, and we're like, oh, it's not this, it's that. I can't remember what it was now, but
I remember there was a lot of controversy about the Morning Star,
Yeah.
the flail, and there was something else that because
the mace,
there was something going on where
yeah,
we
because
were
they're like
like,
Morning
okay,
Stars
well,
have a chain. It's like, or don't have a chain.
No, Morning Stars don't have a chain, but they have a spiked end.
Yeah, but that's his book solved all those issues because they're all in the book.
yes. So, yeah, I remember that.
Yes. But it's Palladium. Palladium is on the board. Mark it down, people. Palladium is on the board.
Before the dark times.
Wow. Yes. Before they actually started putting out role-playing games. That was
Before they
complex.
shot Harambe.
When they were
was
still
them.
a history book.
Yes.
Are you
the
saying
add-on.
Palladium shot Harambe?
You said it. I didn't say it.
No, we could roll the tape back if
Yeah,
we
we
wanted
can,
to.
and
The
you said
producers,
it.
the producer's saying that you said, okay,
I have another ad if nobody else has an ad.
I have one more.
Oh, okay.
this is highly controversial, but I'm going to go to Pat.
Page 58.
58.
58. We just
Vulture.
scroll up.
It's the new magazine that we've never heard of. Different Worlds magazine. It has features Dungeons and Dragons, Travelers, Rune Quest articles, roleplay the X-Men if you wanted
Yeah,
to.
roleplay
defeat
X-Men,
Cthulhu.
increase your dwarf lore, and defeat Cthulhu. It's like they're trying to sell to me in the first freaking sentence.
But I've never even heard of this magazine.
No. I definitely never heard of it, and I have a feeling it didn't last long. Is this the one that, what's his name, went to join, to make? That, oh, it hasn't happened yet. Never mind.
No, that hasn't happened yet.
No, because Lisa Bonet, when she goes to this magazine,
Yeah.
that's when she gets a new sidekick.
What, was it a spin-off of The Cosby Show?
Yes.
I'm going to look it up. Vamp, people. Vamp.
Vamp.
Um,
Different Worlds. Yes. So Lisa Bonet, this is her debut magazine show.
yes. When she leaves the Cosby Show, she gets a sidekick. I forget
She
his
probably
name.
left
was.
the Cosby Show before she got the Cosby raped.
Oh, it all makes sense now. I have the answer. Started in
Okay.
79, went to 87. It's Chaosium's magazine. This is
Oh.
Chaosium's magazine. That's why I
That
mentioned
makes
Cthulhu.
a lot of
Yeah.
sense.
I don't know about the X-Men,
Yeah.
but definitely mentions Cthulhu.
Well, that's
And
why
Elric.
it also talks about Elric.
Yeah, this is Chaosium.
Did this magazine go away then?
87. It went to 87.
Because
So
I still don't remember this magazine at all.
No, but once again, I don't. By 87, I wasn't playing Call of Cthulhu yet. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only got another 3 to 4
Yeah.
years from when this ad is out that it's
5.
gone. So
5 years.
That's too bad because this might have been a good book.
Well, and now you have
Magazine.
something to look up for on eBay.
All right, here's what we're gonna do after the Dragon Tome ends.
How many issues was it?
We're gonna do the Worlds of Differentness.
Different Worlds
47.
podcast.
47 issues. 47.
Wow, see, 47 episodes. We can knock that out in a day.
Yeah. God no.
That's my last article.
We could marathon that. Just start for a charity or something. Just start episode 1 and just do them all.
I don't believe in charity.
Oh, okay. Well then, that leaves one last ad from one last special little boy, our friend Rob.
Page 13. It's a Railparth ad. I will say this. The only reason I picked this ad is because you can actually see the miniatures. I can see details. I can say, look at that miniature. That looks like a sweet miniature. Look at that guy riding that lizard. I can see little scales on that lizard. I'm proud of this ad. I want to see more of these kind of ads. And I think that's a kitty cat with wings.
It is the winged panther, and it's funny because in the Wormies to come, there's a winged panther in it,
There is.
and at first I was thinking there was some cross promotion going on.
Just a coincidence.
It must just be a coincidence. There's no way that the
I'm almost sure I had that winged serpent, though. I'm pretty sure I had that. That was beside the winged panther. We're starting to see miniatures that we used to get in, like, we would go to UbiCon in Buffalo, and there'd be like I don't know, I don't remember the price, dollar bins maybe, and there would just be like metal miniatures, just bins of metal miniatures, and we'd just dig through the bins, and this is the kind of stuff that would be in there. So I definitely had some of these because it was $1. I think they were $1, maybe even cheaper. They made me even 50
I think
cents.
they were even cheaper.
Yeah, quarter maybe.
Because I remember going to games a lot in Welland there, and when I was buying miniatures, and they, because they were pewter at that time, but early on, and yeah, you could get. They were starting to become not the chunky messes that they are.
Mm-hmm. They weren't
that they were
pewter. They'd be turned into white metal.
Yeah, and if you go down the PDF 80, you can see that the Panther of which I was talking about in the
oh, there he is.
in the Wormy.
It
Yeah,
looks almost the exact same. Yeah, so maybe is that in the monster manual? It must be.
I don't know
Or was
what's
it just
going
in the
on.
zeitgeist for some reason?
It might
think
be Zeitgeist because I don't remember seeing a Winged Panther in the monster manual.
I don't remember either.
Roar. Who reads Wormy?
It's not good.
I did read. I do enjoy still my what's new, but I did decide not to talk about this week.
Well, that's good. Okay, well that should wrap us up for this edition. You know what, guys? We should probably do another one. Like we should keep doing this. What do you guys say? Like
we've only done 66 of them. Maybe we should
know.
You want to do a 67?
Might as well.
I suppose.
Okay, well then, thank you for my co-hosts for joining. It is our pleasure. Thank you for following along. If you have any hate mail, send it to Rob at gmail.com.
I wonder who has that. That'd be funny.
We will be doing 67 next week. This is a weekly thing, and please join us again.
Comment below. What was your first metal miniature?
Yes.
No, that's lame.
That's lame.
No.
Comment in the Thieves' Cant what your first miniature was.
Yes, in Thieves' Cant. And then we'll have to decipher. Yeah, see, that's...
If anybody comments in Thieves' Cant, man, I might have to delete that comment.
Okay. Thank you, one and all. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I wish we'd learned how to say goodbye in Thieves' Cant. We would have done it right here.
Furfenerger.
It's by good.